Okay, so this is how the results appear. So as per before, this is our green line. So this is where the video interrupt happens. This is our response on player 1 is what we're looking for here. That's where we've got the Brook UFB UP5. And this is where we've got the new UFB Fusion. The results, there's a bit more going on than last time. There's a few more primary colours and mixed primary colours. Essentially, so the easiest thing to look at is here. So this is what our player 2 minus player 1 values are. Okay. The way it works, this always comes up red, this always comes up blue. Just so happens that that's lined up for this one. If they're the same, then it'll come up as a purple color, so red plus blue. If they were different, we haven't actually clicked it yet to input that, then it'll come up like that. Okay, it'll change the color. This one is our result versus our input time minus the number of pixels down the screen. Very quickly, you'll see that this is 1055, which seems a bit high if it's meant to be a 1080p image. The thing to remember is that a 1080p image isn't actually, it's 1080 visible pixels, but there's also I forget all the names, but the front porch and the back porch, the sink and so on. So there's actually 45 pixels, so 36 above and 9 below, where it's not displaying anything, but it still takes time. And it's important to include that in the calculations when you are trying to get the green line accurate throughout the thing. Same thing here. So if you've got, so this is 2 player, this is 1 player, and then the colors essentially match up to that. If you mix blue plus green, you get this. If you mix red plus green, you get that. Okay. The easy thing to interpret, so this is our delta between our first controller and our second controller, and this is 0. These are the rare instances where there are a difference out of 500 trials. So we ended up with 3 above the line, 4 below the line. I would interpret that as being exactly the same. For the reason being, if we extended this trial for on and on and on, eventually those would likely average out, and instead of a difference of 0.03 milliseconds, that would probably average out to 0 overall, or at least minuscule. The advantage of using the different colors you can see here. So this is the same as our previous one. This is our time that everything takes. You can clearly see where they've differed. Now, because these are so similar and so fast, it's rare, but every now and then it'll just be that. We'll see if we can zoom in on this one. No, not that. Sorry. I think we've missed it. There'll be another one coming up shortly. You can see very rarely. There it is. You would have a delta here. So in this instance, because player 1, which is our UP5 attachment, has come out here, and player 2 came out 1 frame earlier, it's saying that there's a difference of 1 frame, and in this instance a frame is 16.66 milliseconds because it's direct capture. Okay. Same thing with the boxes here, same thing with the coordinates here, same thing where you can scroll through and find what you're looking for. It's not quite, it seems the cursor doesn't quite line up with what's under the cursor. So you sometimes just have to adjust a bit from there. And that's it. So that's kind of the way that you can do more complicated things. Same again, when we push enter, we'll get the host of screenshots showing all the results, and we will get the Excel spreadsheet out. It took about 70 seconds, so about 35 seconds per side to get the results out initially. This next step takes a couple of minutes. Generating the screenshots is what takes all that time. Anyway, I'll upload and go.